shoes and food.
Social media can be fun, but it also has its headaches.
Yes.
Because as much as I enjoy the interaction with those who are blessed by our ministry or those who are inspirational, even down to fashion, food, it's got a lot of exciting components. But man, a lot of individuals do not know how to properly navigate the social media space.
No.
Over the past 7 or 8 years, I've had the blessing of seeing social media expand our ministry.
That's right.
But it has also expanded some areas of misery.
I think social media is a tool for me at this point because I don't really enjoy it on a personal level anymore. I don't really post anymore, so
Man.
I use it for FanFit. I use it to stay in touch with certain people, but I kind of enjoyed it initially when it first started, but man, there's just too much drama and stuff that comes along with it. So it's kind of a headache now.
No, it's so much narcissism and self-obsession. The Bible says in the last day, men will be lovers of themselves more than lovers of God. Bro, I will never forget, I was on Social Cam. This was the first video
I remember Social Cam
app where you could record yourself.
Yeah.
And there was a woman on there. This was probably about 9 years ago. She was literally holding the camera, staring at it and just moving. She was a real pretty lady. She's just staring at it, moving with no words or anything. And I'm like, who would follow this woman simply staring at herself, being pretty? She's not saying anything profound.
She has no talent.
She's not doing anything that displays
nothing.
a measure of talent.
Right.
And boy, was I wrong, because now
That's all they do now.
she was literally a pioneer in a time frame,
Yep.
giving us a glimpse of what is to come, where now you don't have to be able to sing. You don't have to be able to rap. You don't actually have to demonstrate any measure of talent or gifting.
Yeah.
But if you look good, you have 3 million followers.
Especially if you got your butt out.
Oh, man.
I mean,
for
think
sure.
about all the women who have to. I mean, think about this. There are women who have to get up every day and figure out a new way to pose their butt on camera. You know how stressful that's got to be to think, I used this pose yesterday. Now I got to go back and do this.
I
like
gotta
with
go
my butt.
in the kitchen and put some pieces of bacon on my
On my
behind.
butt.
Because her notoriety is associated with her nudity.
right.
And if she's not nude, then no one will notice her.
Yes.
And there's so much money to be made now with OnlyFans pages. And I heard a comedian, his name was Ryan. I can't remember his last name. He was talking to one of the ladies in the comment section, and she was like, all of my fans, you need to support me and understand that I don't have all the time in the world. And he said to her, we're not fans, we're perverts.
We are not fans.
We're not
We're looking
fans
at your
of you.
butt.
We're just perverts. We don't care about your personality. We don't care about your well-being. The only thing we care about is your physical physique. I'm not discrediting, as you stated, that social media can be utilized as a tool. You utilize it for FamFit so that you can promote what we're doing in the fitness area. We use it for our ministry, shoes and food. That's how we get this message to the masses.
That's right.
But there are those that have this sense of entitlement, like, I've got 3,000 followers. I'm an influencer. No, you actually have 100 followers and 2,900 bots.
So exactly, fake accounts.
Because when I go to your followers, it's a bunch of Asian people over here that I know you don't know. And then there's a bunch of like robot faces. So, but man, I think what's happening is we really are seeing the manifestation of scripture that people are becoming self-absorbed, obsessed with their self because of the influence that they believe that they have.
Yeah, I mean, this self-entitlement to fame that everybody believes that they deserve is crazy to me. Like, back in the day, you actually had to have talent. You actually had to do something. You had to play an instrument. You had to have acting ability. You had to have something to offer the people. And nowadays, I mean, people are going viral for one video that's them tripping over something on the floor.
Yo, that's even worse. The ones that are going viral right now for doing heinous things, harmful things, or they're harassing people in public. You're at the grocery store, and now some kid who wants to go viral is putting you through the blues, trying to make 1 million views so he can, quote unquote, monetize the situation. But what happens when you cross the wrong person who doesn't have a sense of humor?
But it's happened. And there's been situations that have come up where people have gotten injured or shot because a lot of these cats ain't going for that. Who's the dude, Tyrone, I believe his name was?
Yeah, he's like, I'm Tyrone, and I'm about to beat this dude up.
Yeah, which, that's funny, but you run into the wrong cat, and then the two of them going at it.
Yeah.
There
was a couple of occasions where he literally had to fight the person in real life because everybody doesn't have a sense of humor.
No, they don't.
Yeah,
it's not funny to them. They don't,
Nah, you're not finna embarrass me. You're not finna use me for your come up. Social media really is advantageous for those who understand how to maturely navigate the space.
Right.
But if you are trying to utilize it for your own selfish gain in a way that is harmful to others, hindering to others, then it's become a completely toxic situation. Consider the fact that there are those who are now victims of what came out some years ago, this new form of manipulation called catfishing.
Yeah.
Where a person who doesn't understand how to navigate the space, who may be lonely, who may desire a relationship, I'm not mad at them for that, but they see a person online and just because they look at the picture, the person is like, hey, this is Calvin, and I think you're beautiful. Now, this woman has probably never been told she's beautiful, or this man has never been told that he's handsome, and so now they're falling into this manipulative trap.
I mean, the thing is now, and we talked about this before, with technology, man, there's no way you should be getting catfished at this point.
At all.
There's a little something called FaceTime.
Yeah.
If you're unsure about a situation, I think that it would be, you know, in a good space to be like, hey, let's FaceTime then.
FaceTime.
If this is
Zoom.
you, especially for the people that fall for you all the time.
Yo, man.
Like, if you really think you talking to my brother, why don't you have a person that you claim that you think is that person? Have him FaceTime you.
Yo,
Ain't gonna be him.
People don't understand that I've gone through quite a bit of traumatic experiences because of social media.
Yes.
Where we've tried to be kind and explain to people that they had not communicated with me. But unfortunately, we know there are those that have emotional issues.
That's correct.
They may not be stable in certain areas. So there is no reasoning with them because they've already created an obsession. No. It's like recently, some woman came into my brother's comment section and she threatened me. She said, if your brother doesn't stop stalking me, I'm going to have my family do something to him.
Yeah. Hey, listen, we're at church, but at the same time, we very about protecting our
We
family.
was raised on the west side of South Bend, Indiana. That ain't the best side. The west side wasn't the best side. Nah. And so I don't take threats, lightly. But also, we got a mean legal team. But I didn't know what to say because I was like, who is this? And you sent me the screenshot. You was like, who is this woman? I said, I have no idea who this is. He was like, man, this is ridiculous. But somebody reached out to her with a fake account. Yeah. And now she's obsessed with the fake account. And then, of course, I had to deal with a whole lawsuit with an insane individual who was doing YouTube videos, Facebook Lives. YPJ stole all of my money, and he told me he loves me. And I had to go to court. And when we got there, the judge says, when was the last time that you guys spent time together? She said, well, we've never actually met in person. When did you talk to him on the phone? Well, I've never actually spoken to him on the phone. We communicated through WhatsApp and Google Chat or something like that. They threw that case out so quick, but still cost me time and money because of an individual who was obsessed over a social media page that didn't understand how to navigate that space.
And not just that, but also to the people that want to see a downfall who are looking for dirt. And they're like, oh, yeah, well, it could be true, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Until they saw that person that's like, I don't know. Like, it's not. But I've seen it happen to so many people. Recently, Omarion, who's like a super megastar, had a young lady go on Dr. Phil, and she was like, Omarion told me he's gonna marry me. And he came on live and was like, young lady, it wasn't me. I'm sorry you were catfish. And she still didn't believe it. She's like, so at that point, you can't reason with that person. That's why you got to just, hey, I never want to put nobody under the stress and strain of a mean legal team. But if you mess with me too long, But I mean, honestly, man, I think what happens is because of the negativity, it does kind of take the light off of the positive aspects that come along with it, because we've had people tell us, based on our online ministry, based on the Shoes and Food conversations, that these things have helped enhance their lives. People have said, I didn't kill myself because I watched one of your broadcasts that encouraged me during a very stressful time. And I just want people to understand how to properly navigate that space. That's right. Because honestly, bro, how can you not tell that this person is a manipulator when they put the same comment in everybody's exchange? He told you, hey, beautiful, this is Craig. I want you to DM me right now for $500.
And you copy and pasted it.
Down there. Hey, beautiful, this is Craig. I want you to, and then
it's the same message.
It's the same message over and over again, man. But the Bible lets us know in the last day, people are going to be very gullible. Yes. So we actually are seeing all of this stuff happen right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's sad, man. I mean, like you said, though, some people, they're just mentally off. Yeah. And they're looking for attention that they feel that they need. And they in their mind, they've created their own reality. So there's nothing that you can do to bring them out of that. They're in this little headspace that you can't bring them out of. So that's just something we've had to deal with, especially with you in your situation.
Man, virtual reality is a thing now. Like, people literally live in a fantasy world that they're able to create. Yep. It's like, I have a friend of mine, she's like, yo, this dude reaches out to me every single day. I never respond to him. He's literally having a conversation with himself, but he won't let it go. So one day, because the DMs for me is like a scary place. Yeah. So I don't check my DMs, and people get mad because they're in the comment section. I sent you a DM. There's literally thousands upon thousands of DMs that I'm never going to read because of the trauma associated with it.
Yeah.
So I went into my DM one day and I saw a few different messages from various people, and it was almost over a year of them just typing things to me. And I'm like, I never saw any of this.
So they literally had conversations with themselves for a year or more.
For years. And then the disrespect of, Jonathan, why won't you write me back? First of all, if you call me by my first name and I don't know you, don't even worry about it.
Same for me now, too, because people trying to say my full name.
Like,
you
don't
know us.
You don't know us like that. Like, be respectful because I wouldn't do that to you. If I don't know you, I'm not going to speak to you in a demeaning manner like we cool like that. Yeah. And I get it. You see us online, you see us in ministry, you feel like we have a relationship, but still be respectful. That'd be like somebody calling our dad Eddie instead of Bishop Miller. Yeah, so don't that kind of that disrespect, that familiarity that comes along with it. Yeah. But I'm looking at them like, this lady is doing this or this guy is doing this. And I just shook my head. I said, man, God, help us to come into a place of consciousness to realize that life is bigger than this space.
That's right.
And it's crazy because we live in a time frame where people base their own self-worth off what's happening on social media.
That's right.
So you got people that are like, man, I ain't doing nothing with my life because that person is in Dubai. They ran their credit card up to go to Dubai, and when they get back, they're not going to be able to buy anything.
No, that's reality right there.
No, they not, bro. I mean, how many times have you seen people that'll look at a website like, man, look at his physical physique. I'll never be able to get to that. He's doing drugs.
Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, pushing products to make you think that if you take this supplement or you take this, you're going to look like this, not knowing that this person has been gearing and using steroids for years.
Man.
You'll never look like that. There's actually a bodybuilder who I actually respect a lot. I can't think of his name.
Yeah.
He went online and talked about the fact that all the supplements that he's selling is not how he got his physique. He's open about the fact that he's used drugs, and he tries to prevent younger cats from getting on them and shows them the pitfalls and downfalls of it. But he's in that life, so he's trying to prevent people from doing it. And I respect that type of stuff, but it's a lot of people selling a bunch of fake dreams online, man. It's not really real at all.
But you know what, though? The reason why you could sell fake dreams online is because everybody wants to get to a place of success quickly.
Right. Quickly.
So it's a great opportunity to manipulate a person, again, that doesn't know how to navigate the space and say, hey, if you want to get thin, drink this tea.
Yeah.
And they put your favorite celebrity in front of you that's been working on their body for 10 years.
Or had surgery.
Or had a surgery.
Exactly. A lot of y'all falling for that too, man. The surgery thing and it's not even just women anymore.
Oh, no,
man.
Absolutely not.
These men are getting nipped and tucked and fake biceps and
fake chest. Pectorals. Is that what it is? The pectoral
the pectoral. they built this big and can't even pick you up.
And the ankles is this big, bruh.
Seriously.
No, that's the truth, man. So people are now looking for a way to get to a place of success quickly with trading and et cetera, on and so forth. And I'm looking going, yo, there are some things in life you ain't going to get there unless you put in the work. No. You can buy a product. You can listen to your favorite celebrity. But like you said, your man's told them, hey, this ain't really going.
No.
But again, people are really believing that they can get to where they want to get to quickly without any effort or work. Now, social media does present things to you to inspire you.
Yes.
That motivates you. If I look at FamFit, I'm motivated, but there's an honest message of, hey, if you put in the work, you can get the results. Yeah. Not, if you do this for 3 days, you're going to have a six-pack.
No, seriously.
No, you're not. My prayer is that as a pastor, I can share with people the proper information to utilize social media, like you said, as a tool so they won't be a fool.
Yes.
I don't want you to be a fool. I don't want you to get played because I don't want you to get catfish. I don't want you to be manipulated. I don't want you to receive information that's false, to have you believe that you can reach a measure of success without putting in the effort, the work, without actually doing what's necessary to see the result. I don't want to see individuals really believe that they're having a conversation with Will Smith because a picture is on a page that says, hey, out of all the billions of people on this planet,
I chose you.
I reached out to you. I know I'm Beyonce and I'm the biggest R&B singer in the history of the world, but I decided to reach out to you so you would donate money to an orphanage in Zimbabwe. Bruh, it's some little kid sitting on a computer somewhere manipulating those who don't have the understanding of how to And you know who they get, bro? They get older black women.
Oh, yeah.
The statistics prove that a lot of times black women who are ages of 45 and up, and that doesn't mean you're old, but I'm saying older in age than like the typical young person. Because kids, for the most part, they know how to navigate the social media space. But man, if you know how many 60-year-old, 70-year-old, 80-year-old women that are like, remember the lady that came to the church and she was like, I came to see your brother. We're in a relationship and he didn't speak to me. She sent you that email. You was like, really, lady? She had to be about 75. And because she allowed somebody to manipulate her She came all the way from God knows where.
Yeah, she traveled to get there. Like, it's crazy.
I mean,
she traveled to see you in hopes that y'all could rekindle whatever was never there to begin with.
It was never there. I be trying to feel sorry for them until they get hostile.
Yeah.
Like once they get hostile, like the one lady told me, well, maybe that wasn't you, but now that you know it's me, maybe we can start from here. No, Ernestine, we can't start from here. I said, man, bro, wow. I've seen people literally say, man, I gave my whole check, man, to that orphanage that you had in Africa. Bruh, well, you just lost your whole check. You ain't got no orphanage? No, I ain't got no orphanage. First of all, you showed me the message. Every word in it was spelled wrong.
Yes.
I'm like, they spelled my name JONUTDLONJXYZ number 557 prayer room. It's not me, dog.
You've never had any live footage you in front of an orphanage? We've never taken up a...
I've never been to Africa. So I've never even been to Africa. So it's one of those things, man, where, again, for me, it becomes more frustrating when you get people that threaten you.
Yeah.
Like the girl literally said, my family gonna do, you better leave your family at home.
Yeah. And the same thing with her. Bad grammar all through the whole
thing. Bad grammar all through the whole joint. Then she said I stole her content. And that's when you know you're dealing with something. I'll never forget this one lady DM me, bro. And she said, the Lord showed me that we're going to make love in the heavens. I was like, block.
In the heavens, huh?
We're gonna fornicate in the heavens. All right, Shawty, whatever you say, man. Wow. Or the ones that send me gifts. I appreciate everybody that supports the ministry. Yes, I ain't looking for no lady. I've been praying in the spirit for you. Stop. Like, you don't gotta do that. I'm not wearing none of the jewelry you sending. I'm not wearing none of the clothes you sending. I'm not wearing none of the shoes. As a matter of fact, most of that stuff I don't see. We have people that open those boxes for us.
We have to now.
So when you start sending inappropriate stuff, somebody else on it.
Yeah, you sending some lingerie or a teddy, it's going to be somebody else seeing it. It's not going to be white people.
Deacon Johnson is going, what is this right here? I'm gonna take this home. Well, yeah.
Maybe my wife put it on, but
nah, man. Let's utilize this space for what it's for. Let's utilize it to inspire each other, as you said, to keep in contact with people that we care about. Yes. We can build new relationships. I've met a lot of incredible people on social media. I've been blessed to interact with dynamic individuals. Bishop Dale Bronner. That's how we connected on social media. Yeah. I'm so blessed by all that I've seen come from it, but I'm very concerned that the self-absorbing nature of humanity has gone through social media to whereas now you got people that really don't understand, man. Life is bigger than just us.
It is. It definitely is.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you got to think, man, our ministry has expanded so much because of live streaming. We have people that claim to be members of our church, and we accept them as members of our church from all over the world.
All over the world.
And it's awesome. I mean, we would never have been able to do that. We wouldn't have been able to survive the pandemic if we hadn't had live streaming and social media. So we're not knocking social media. It's an excellent tool to go worldwide or however, but you got to be smart about what you're doing on social media, man.
You have to, and you're absolutely right. Man, so many blessings have come. I'm so blessed because many of you that watch us, and we're saying all of this because we want you to understand that we want to keep this thing healthy. Right. So we're not disrespecting anybody except those that are disrespecting us. We just putting you in your place. But we love this social media space for what it allows us to do in ministry and community and helping other people, how we've been able to expand what we do for the kingdom. Jesus says in the last day, you're going to do greater things than what I did. And I believe this is a part of it. Jesus couldn't turn on the camera and just send the message out. He limited himself to the times. Yeah. Even though he had all power, he limited himself to the times. Yep. So he's allowed us to expand and say, hey, get the message to the four corners of the earth. Yep. Tell everybody about me. And we utilize it for that reason, or staying in contact with family and friends. Yes. Just so many blessings that come from it. But we want y'all to learn how to properly navigate that space so that nobody can manipulate you. And stop comparing yourself to everybody on social media, man.
Definitely stop doing that, man. A lot of these situations that y'all think are real, they're really fake. And a lot of these celebrities that you think are living such great lives, they aren't either.
Come on, bro.
And they have a lot of bad situations that are going on. They're dealing with mental issues. Like, behind the scenes, you know what I'm saying? Y'all don't be knowing what's going on. There's a lot of dark things that happen behind the scenes. So stop envying the lifestyles of these people, man. Because a lot of times, if they had your situation with a real family, real love, real friends, they would trade all of that just to have that genuine part of their life. But yeah, man, you got to stop falling for that stuff.
Well, people don't understand. Social media can make you famous, right? Yes. But this is what I've learned. Fame is really not normal.
No,
it's really not. It's really not normal for you to have so many people know you that when you walk in public, you can shut down an entire facility. Yeah. People faint, they fall out. I remember watching videos back in the day of Michael Jackson, and he would just walk in public and people would begin to faint, have heart attacks.
Yes.
There are those that got trampled. That's not a normal thing because this is a person that bleeds like you bleed. This is a person that has an issue. There's nothing wrong with admiring them for their abilities, their talents, their gifting. But when you begin to idolize them and worship them, that's actually a demonic practice.
It is when you're worshiping them,
Yeah, it's
idolizing, I mean, you know what I'm saying? Admiring somebody and worshiping somebody is completely.
It's totally, dude, we have so many people that we just admire, we appreciate. When we went to go see Prince before he passed his concert, that was such a great concert.
One of the greatest concerts
And we
ever.
enjoyed ourselves, and when it was over, we went home.
Yeah.
But there were other people in the concert, man, that were literally like fainting and having heart attacks. And I'm like, come on, cuz.
That's all. You remember I was standing next to Prince at the club when he thought I was a bouncer. And he thought we were at a bad boy party. We were in the VIP. This is when my rest in peace to Dream, my cousin Dream
Ali.
We were at a bad boy party and Prince was in the VIP. So I went and stood next to the rope waiting to get in like everybody else. I got on a tank top. He thinks I'm the security, so he comes and stands next to me. In my mind, I'm thinking, Prince, man, I love you to death, but somebody come for you. I'm out of here. I was like, I ain't getting paid for this. But it was so cool to have that moment with Prince where he literally is right here.
Yeah.
And he's standing there next to me like, I wish somebody would try to get
And
that.
you were standing next to him like, if they
I don't
do.
work here. Prince, I don't work here.
Prince, you're going to be in a whole lot of trouble,
A whole lot of trouble.
Nah, but you know what? You didn't faint and fall out. You could have fanboyed. It's Prince.
Not at all.
Yo, it's nothing wrong with respecting and admiring a person and appreciating the gift and what they do for you. I love when we meet people and they say, man, Pastor YPJ, your ministry blessed me immensely.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
But I'm not cool when people like fan out because I'll be at the airport. I've had people that start screaming and stuff. I'm like, yo, I'm a preacher.
Yeah.
Like, relax. I'm a preacher. No, you don't understand. I said, I get it. And I'm so grateful. But please, like, I'm a preacher.
Yeah.
Now I understand why Jesus used to be like, nah, don't tell nobody that I did this for you. Because you make of yourself no reputation. That means, man, I used to get so frustrated because through social media, I would preach a sermon and the sermon would go viral. And then the next thing you know, pastors who have larger platforms than me would take my sermon verbatim, preach the whole thing, and then you have millions of people like, oh my God, you're so brilliant. And they literally took it from me verbatim. And one day, man, I was so frustrated by it. I'm like, see, this is why I don't like social media. And God spoke to me. He said, no, son, the Bible says make of yourself no reputation. That means you have to reach a level of humility to whereas you understand the message is more important than the messenger. Yeah. And man, when I heard that, I was mad because I'm like, no, God, I want my credit for my hard-earned study and work and labor.
Rightfully so. And as your siblings and as your family and us watching it, it's very frustrating to us. It's like, bruh, you literally... The one guy, we watched the video of him.
Oh, man.
He took the whole thing. Like, he didn't even try to change up the
words.
I'm like, bro, you literally watched my brother, wrote the script down, and then sat there and read it. And
he preached at Stephen Furtick's church, which is one of the biggest churches in the country. No, that wasn't Stephen Furtick. It was a guest. Yeah, Stephen Furtick didn't know. You know what I'm saying? And then I sent it to my boy John Gray, and John was like, wow, because I had preached that sermon at John Gray's church. Okay. He was like, wow. He took that verse. But God said to me, son, make of yourself no reputation. Yeah. Your reward is in heaven. We don't want to hear that because it doesn't speak to our ego. Yeah. But if we're going to truly use this as a tool, we got to take what comes along with it and say, okay, God, my reward is not likes and views. Yeah. My reward is what you have for me, which is much greater. And so many people live their life, bro, for likes and views. Man. And they don't really get the accomplishment that God intends for them to have because their validation is in who liked my post. And oh, they didn't like it, I'm going to take this one down. Yeah. Or even down to the aesthetic competition because you see so many people who have perfect teeth and perfect bodies, and you said it. They've had surgery, they got veneers, they got fake contacts, but you only look at the photo filter and like, man, I'll never look like that. And it's like, you can if you spend $50,000, $60,000.
You can. Anybody, if you got the money, you can look however you want. I think there was, like, not too long, it's probably about a year ago, they had a page where they were showing, I guess it was boyfriends who were split up with these girls they were dating online. Yeah. And they were showing them how they look regular in a house as opposed to how they look online.
Oh, the boyfriends was hating?
It was kind of like hating. And it was like night and day difference. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they was making themselves look like supermodels, and they was showing, the boyfriends was showing like sitting on the couch, and slunched down.
It's like,
eating
bro,
Doritos. Like, this is not the girl you.
I got a theory, Mill. I got a theory that beautiful women are in every city. They just don't know how to put makeup on. They don't know how to do their hair a certain way. So you'll look at the girls in your city, be like, man, I want me a girl from down south in Florida because nah, bro, the girl in Florida without that makeup, she too looks like a Ninja Turtle. But I had a girl, man. True story. This is probably a few years ago. You know, single, trying to find my way in the world. Met a young lady, and I was talking to her. She was from down south. And she made a statement to me, man. She said, you know what? You're really cute, but you have crooked teeth and a crooked nose. And me in YPJ fashion, I looked back at her. I said, my nose might be crooked and my teeth might be crooked, but my money's straight. Shoes and food.
Yo, what's going on, man? I'm rocking the Retro 5s today, the reflector joints, man. Shoes and fools, y'all know what it is. Peace.
Shoes and food.